What if I told you that while you're watching this video, the world's richest 1% are quietly earning more than most people will in their entire lifetime? Not because they work harder, not because they're smarter, but because they understand something most people were never taught. Here's the shocking part. According to Oxfam's latest global wealth report, just 85 individuals own more wealth than the bottom 3.5 billion combined. That means a few people sitting in private jets or behind glass towers could literally buy out entire nations. Now here's what's even stranger. The same system that keeps 99% of people chasing paychecks every month also hands unlimited leverage to those who know how to play by different rules. And if you think it's all rigged or impossible to break into, you might be missing the real lesson. Because billionaires aren't just lucky, they're strategic. They've cracked a mindset, a mental framework that allows them to turn every dollar, every hour, and every opportunity into multiplying assets. So the real question isn't why they have all the wealth. It's what they know that the rest don't. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll see exactly how the richest 1% think differently about time, money, and opportunity, and how you can start applying the same principles even without millions in your bank account. Before we dive in, drop your first name and where you're watching from in the comments. I always love seeing how far this message travels. All right, let's uncover what the 1% really know. Most people think money is something you earn and then spend. Work hard, get a paycheck, pay bills, rinse and repeat. But the 1%? They don't just see money as cash to spend. They see it as a tool. A powerful tool that works for them even when they sleep. Imagine planting a seed. You don't just stare at it hoping it grows. You water it, protect it, give it sunlight. That's how billionaires treat their money. They invest it, multiply it, and keep feeding the cycle. Take Warren Buffett, for example. He famously said, "If you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you will work until you die." It's not just about working more hours. It's about making your money work harder than you do. Stocks, real estate, private companies, intellectual property, even things like art or data aren't just assets. They're machines that generate more wealth over time. That's why billionaires own assets that produce money, while most people focus on income, which only exists when they trade time for work. Here's a key secret. It's the difference between being paid once and getting paid over and over for the same effort. This mindset, focusing on building or owning things that keep creating value, is what puts the top 1% on a different financial plane. So it's not magic, it's a shift in how they see money, from a limited resource to a multiplying force. But seeing money differently is only part of the story. The next piece is how the richest tap into invisible forces most people don't even realize exist. Billionaires don't just rely on what they personally know or do. They build powerful systems, networks of people, companies, and technologies that work together to multiply their influence and assets. Think about it like this. Instead of trying to carry the whole load alone, they build bridges and handshakes that connect them to experts, insiders, and opportunities that others simply can't access. For example, the ultra-wealthy often invest in private companies or startups before they become household names, long before the public market even knows about them. They don't gamble blindly. They use insider knowledge, connections, and smart advisors to spot trends early. This early access lets them get in at the ground floor, securing huge returns with far less risk. On top of that, billionaires leverage financial tools like debt in ways most people don't understand. Instead of avoiding debt, they use good debt, money borrowed at low interest to buy assets that earn even more. That creates leverage. It's like using a small lever to move a huge rock. Meanwhile, the average person sees debt as something to fear, often falling into high-interest traps that keep them stuck. This networked, system-driven approach to wealth lets the 1% scale their money exponentially. In short, they don't work for money. Their money works for them. through networks, leverage, and smart timing. Here's something few people realize. Billionaires don't avoid risk. In fact, they embrace it. But it's not reckless gambling. They see risk as a necessary step on the path to massive reward. Most people play it safe, sticking to what they know, afraid to lose what little they have. That fear keeps them locked in place, trading time for money without moving forward. Billionaires, on the other hand, understand the difference between calculated risk and blind luck. They do their homework. They analyze the possible downsides before jumping in. They build safety nets, backup plans, diversified investments, trusted advisors, so if something fails, it won't break them. And here's the real secret. Failure doesn't scare them. It's part of the process. Many of the richest people in history failed multiple times before hitting big. What sets them apart is that they learn from each failure, adjust, and keep moving forward. This mindset, viewing failure as feedback instead of defeat, is a powerful advantage. It lets billionaires take bigger leaps, discover hidden opportunities, and innovate where others freeze. So if you're afraid to take risks, remember this. The 1% know that playing it safe can sometimes be the biggest risk of all. Most people want quick wins, fast money, instant results, shortcuts to success. But billionaires? They think in decades, sometimes even generations.
They understand that real wealth isn't built overnight. It's the result of patience, consistency, and compound growth. Think about an oak tree. It takes years for that tiny seed to grow tall and strong. But once it does, it provides shade, shelter, and fruit for decades. Billionaires plant their seeds early and nurture them patiently. They don't get rattled by market ups and downs or short-term noise. Instead, they stay focused on the big picture and the long-term value their assets will create. This means sometimes passing up quick profits for lasting gains. It means reinvesting returns instead of cashing out too soon. And most importantly, it means thinking beyond their own lifetime. Many of the richest families create generational wealth by setting up trusts, foundations, and businesses that will outlast them, securing financial freedom for their children and grandchildren. That long-term mindset is one of the biggest reasons they control so much of the world's assets. While most people get stuck chasing paychecks, the 1% are quietly growing the fortunes for decades, even centuries. So what does all this mean for you? It means the story of the 1% who control nearly all the world's assets isn't some distant tale written for others. It's a mindset, a set of habits, and a way of thinking that anyone can start adapting right now. You don't need to be born into wealth or have secret connections to begin shifting your financial future. The power lies in changing how you see and use money, time, and opportunity. Start with this. Are you treating your money like a tool that can grow? Or are you just spending it as it comes in? Most people fall into the trap of seeing money as something to be earned and then immediately spent on bills, on things they want, or even on fleeting comforts. But what if you looked at every dollar as a seed that with the right care can grow into a tree that bears fruit year after year? The richest people don't just earn money, they invested in assets that produce more money. Stocks, real estate, businesses, intellectual property, even new technologies. They understand that income is temporary, but assets build lasting wealth. Next, think about your network and systems. Billionaires know that their success isn't just about what they do alone. It's about who they know, how they leverage those connections, and the systems they create to multiply their efforts. Building your network doesn't mean having thousands of contacts on social media. It means cultivating meaningful relationships with people who share your goals and values, who can open doors and offer insight. And risk? Most people shy away from it because it feels scary or uncertain. But the 1% know that risk is a necessary ingredient for reward. The difference is they don't gamble blindly. They calculate, prepare, and protect themselves. They're willing to fail because they understand failure isn't the end. It's a lesson. Every setback sharpens their edge, bringing them closer to their goals. This is a mindset you can practice too. Instead of fearing failure, start seeing it as feedback. Take small, calculated risks, whether that's investing a little and learning new skills, starting a side hustle, or simply rethinking how you handle money. The more you practice, the more confident you become. Finally, patience is key. We live in a world obsessed with instant results, fast money, overnight success, viral fame. But true wealth is built over years, decades even. Billionaires plant seeds today that will grow well beyond their lifetimes. They think in generations. They reinvest their earnings, let compounding do its work, and stay steady through market ups and downs. That long view isn't easy. It takes discipline and faith in the process, but it pays off in the richest way possible: financial freedom that lasts. So, what's your next step? Start small. Pick one thing you're willing to change in how you think about money. Maybe it's learning more about investing. Maybe it's reaching out to someone who inspires you. Maybe it's just slowing down and planning for the long term instead of chasing quick wins. Drop a comment below and tell me, what's one shift you're ready to make today? I read every comment and I want to hear your story. If you're serious about building lasting wealth, hit subscribe and ring the notification bell. We're just getting started here on Billionaires Pathways, where every video digs into the mindset and strategies that turn ordinary lives into extraordinary legacies. Remember, wealth isn't about luck or magic. It's about a way of thinking and acting that anyone can learn. It's about seeing money as a tool, taking smart risks, building strong networks, and having the patience to let your efforts grow over time. The journey ahead isn't a sprint. It's a path you walk step by step, decision by decision, and the best time to start is now. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.